So I have received a lot of positive feedback on my Umbra videos, and in fact, I have a few requests from the members of the grind team. One is an Umbrafied Wukong guide. At first, I initially planned to just post the build for Wukong with Umbral mods, but that video could possibly be boring for the grind team. The outcome was, Wukong has more survivability with the Umbral mods, plain and simple. But still, Wukong lacks the killing power, especially when it comes to endgame levels, which is why I decided to share also, possibly one of the best setup for Wukong that offers you both immortality and offensive power. So grind squad, I give you the Beyond Godlike Wukong video. Before I share to you my final build, the Umbrafied version of Wukong, I would just like to discuss first that and ordinary Wukong. Equipping the normal mods can give you enough survivability that you'll be able to withstand damage from endgame enemies, given the fact that your defiability is active. Of course, when we talk about Wukong, we talk about immortality, and the discussion all boils down to this ability. This ability made this Warframe endgame material, but the problem is, he lacks the damage just like other Warframes that wields exalted weapons. His iron staff is nowhere near Excalibur's exalted blade. That's the price you pay for being immortal, I guess. Now I have tried a couple of setup just to make his staff endgame material, but nothing works. Exodia Hunt's finisher damage does deal decent damage at a level 400 plus enemies, but the problem is, I'm just killing enemies one by one, and that's not good at high level endurance. What we need is kills per seconds at high levels like this, and his iron staff doesn't provide that. It's really best that we rely on powerful weapons to kill enemies, and Wukong will just take care of survivability. By the way, this is the build I'm using while running MOT solo. Now I did try to run the Primal Rage Augment for this mission, but it's not really that helpful in slaying level 400 plus enemies. You can use this build for Wukong, just take out Intensify and Primal Rage, and then replace it with efficiency or duration mods for your defiability. Okay, now let's talk about the Umbrafied version of Wukong. First and foremost, this is not a 10-former build. So as you can see, I only have two Umbral mods, Umbral Fiber and Umbral Vitality. I did not choose to go with the full set as one. I really don't need power strength in this setup. What I need is just lots of duration and health so I can use my Defy for a couple of times. And two, I prefer to have Gladiator Resolve and Gladiator Aegis so that I can boost the critical chance for my weapon of choice. The increase of armor with the 3 Umbral mods compared to this setup is not that noticeable anyway, and this setup helps Wukong a lot in terms of dealing damage. And of course, you got to have Rage to restore your energy and primed flow so that we have enough energy to cast our Defy. This build really revolves on Wukong's defiability and boosting the damage of our melee weapon. Perfect for my endgame setup. Talking about my weapon choice, I have my trusty Heavy Blades or Freed's Great Scythe to help me kill those high-level enemies in endurance runs. This mod setup, along with Arcane Strike, Arcane Fury, those Gladiator mods and the Exodia Hunt, are the things I need to kill those high-level enemies in long survival runs. Primed Reach is just personal preference, and you can choose not to have this mod. Anyway, we have Exodia Hunt that can pull enemies towards our location, so range really doesn't matter. You can put any mods you like, or even a Riven mod that can boost this Zor's damage. Wukong's Iron Staff, just like I've said earlier, is not reliable at high-level missions. It's only usable against level 100 plus enemies. So, if you just want to dive in sortie missions or any level 100 plus missions with Wukong, then you can try this mod setup. Now this needs further testing, but it seems that Gladiator mods doesn't work when you equipped it on your exalted weapons. Instead, it will work when you have equipped it on your melee weapons. It seems like I'm receiving the critical chance multiplier on my exalted weapons whenever I have Gladiator mods on my melee weapon. I would like you to test this out and confirm on the comment box below if you are having the same result. Now, this is not actually needed, but you can actually have an Idaza Kavat as your companion to boost your Zor's damage. In fact, you can inflict red criticals with this Zor Heavy Blade when Idaza's critical buff procs. Lastly, If you are really serious with efficiency and pushing the damage of this Zor to the next level, then I suggest that you equip Maiming Strike instead of Gladiator Might. It's the spin to win setup which can be pretty boring sometimes, but really effective. Honestly, there's no need to put umbral mods on Wukong. The normal setup, which is the ordinary Vitality and Steel Fiber, paired with Durations mods will suffice. It's just that umbral mods add more times for you to activate Defy with the help of that high health pool. It's not actually needed, but if you have the resources and already maxed out those mods, then you can try it for yourself. In addition, my melee setup is not the only setup for Wukong that you can take for endurance runs. I just like to hack and slash enemies, and I'm having fun with this melee setup. It also works really well too, so it's a must-try setup for you also. So that's it. I think I finally perfected my Wukong and will stop posting Wukong vids for now until I discovered something really insane about this Warframe. Now I know some of you are asking me to post other builds for frames like Mag, Nyx or even Lizard. Believe me, I really love to do those videos, but I ended up going back to the same frames because I always discover something new on them. I'm that kind of guy who wants to perfect a Warframe before I proceed to another. And since I've almost perfected my favorite frames, rest assured that I will be posting other Warframe builds, not to mention that I will also do weapon builds, so be sure to check them all out if you have time to spare watching my videos. So, thanks for watching. Like always, please do leave a like if you enjoy this video and don't forget to subscribe if you are new to this channel. Thanks again, Squad Leader signing off.